According to Rule 19, every vessel should proceed at a safe speed adapted to prevailing circumstances and restricted visibility. To view the rule provisions, click the button below.
According to Rule 19,
it applies to vessels that may be close to each other but cannot visually see each other. The electronic devices and sound signals may be the only possible means of detection. Thus, the action taken would be invisible to the other vessel. The rule also applies in low visibility areas as well as places nearby. It means that if the ships have any indications that they are approaching a low visibility area, such as fog banks or other conditions, they should proceed with caution. And it states that alteration in course to port should be avoided as much as possible. However, if it cannot be avoided, the vessel may change course to port while avoiding a collision at all costs, as per Rule 2. Here are some important reminders to consider in implementing Rule 19. 1. Rule 19 is a separate set of rules that applies only when vessels are not in sight of one another.
in restricted visibility, there is no such thing as a stand-on vessel.
3. Every vessel is required to take action. 4. Do not make any alteration to port. 19, D.I. 5.
Do not make any alteration that can result to another close-quarter situation.
6. Use your engines. 7. Maintain a safe speed. Here are some important reminders to consider in implementing Rule 19. 1. Rule 19. Here are some more reminders about how to conduct a vessel in low visibility. 1. Rules 13, 14, 15, and 17 no longer apply in restricted visibility. The strict application of Rule 19 is required. 2. As a result, you are no longer a stand-on vessel for vessels approaching from your port side. There is no overtaking or head-on rule, and all actions must be carried out in accordance with Rule 19. 3. Every vessel is a give-way vessel. For every vessel must act, and every vessel must move at a safe speed with its engines ready for immediate maneuver.
5. You must determine whether your ship is approaching another ship and or whether a collision is imminent.
6. And remember the following rules. Rule 7 on the risk of collision states that there is a risk of collision if you are in any doubt, and Rule 5 on keeping a proper lookout by sight and hearing. It states that you must always maintain a proper lookout by sight and hearing. The restricted visibility is explained in the following media.
This rule applies to vessels that cannot see each other visually. In such cases, radar and sound signals may be the only means of communication. When a vessel detects the presence of other vessels ahead of the beam by radar alone, it should not change course to port at any cost. A vessel is detected on any side forward of the beam of the owned ship. Owned ship is overtaking another vessel, that is, the owned ship is beyond the other vessel's beam. In this case, the owner's ship can change course to port or starboard depending on the situation. If the other vessel is on your ship's port side, change your course to starboard. If the other ship is on the starboard side of your ship, change course to port. If you detect a vessel, a beam, or something behind the beam using only radar, avoid turning towards the vessel if at all possible. Unless you are sure that there is no danger of collision, and if you hear the foghorn of another vessel, which appears to be ahead of your beam, reduce your speed to the bare minimum. Just enough to stay on course. Prepare to come to a complete stop and navigate with extreme caution until the threat of a collision has passed.
Review the following key points to remember for Part B, Steering and Sailing Rules, Section 3, Conduct of Vessels in Restricted Visibility. Rule 19 can be summarized as follows.